What's up, guys? It's your girl Shay, and I am here with a video. I'm going to be going over my hiring process with the United States Postal Service here this evening. and so yeah, I'm just gonna roll straight on into it. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, don't feel free to leave a comment. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I will be coming to you with more content. So just go ahead and roll in it. I applied and took my 474 exam on 12/12/21. I did pass that exam with a 96, and I went ahead and applied to several different positions in several different states. Mainly because I don't know if that's gonna cut out. I mainly applied to several different positions in several different states because, I mean, keep your options open, and I'm not opposed to relocating, just saying. So I did that, and I received my motor vehicle record search on the 13th. So literally the next day I did everything and did all those different applications. I received my motor vehicle record search, completed that same day. I didn't hear anything back until like a few days. Let's see, let me check my email. I actually got my email pulled up on my MacBook right here. That way I can get a real-time view of things without doing too much. So yes, I received my first job offer on the 17th, and I'm just gonna go ahead and like throw it in there. I did receive about 4 different offers from the United States Postal Service. I eventually settled with one on the 22nd. So the first one I did accept. So each one I accepted up until I got my final offer on the 22nd. So I applied to 3 CCA positions, which were like, one of them was within like a hour 30 minutes to 2 hour radius of where I currently live. The other was about 30 minutes away. Those both CCA positions, and the one RCA position was about a 30-mile radius going the opposite way of where I live currently. I decided to go ahead and go with the CCA position that was closest to me, and I'll get more into that later down the line. I'm just gonna go back a step. So when I received my job offer on the 17th, it was for the position that was an hour and 30 minutes away. They also sent me the NACI background check after I accepted the position. I did my NACI background, had to go over like 5 years of job history, if I had any name changes or anything like that. So yeah, did all of that, created my account and everything, and I just waited. So like I said, I was receiving job offers in between. I was accepting. I'd never declined any one of those job applications. I did see where one lady was going through the hiring process with the United States Postal Service, and she had her moments as well with certain jobs. And she was like, I received a position, if I accept or decline, what will happen? So I kind of knew what to expect. Like if I decided I didn't want that one position, it would be okay. I basically could just go in, decline it, and accept the other one. And really, you don't have to go find it and decline. Once you accept the job offer that you're really looking into, it's going to ask you, do you want to decline that other position? And then it'll just say yes, and then it'll proceed you on with everything. So I did accept the one closest to me. So I received the first offer on the 17th. That was for the CCA position, and that was about an hour 30 minutes away from me. And then I received the second one on the 20th. That was for the RCA position. And then I received the second CCA position, which was closest to me, on the 22nd, which is the day that I went up to go do my fingerprints in the location an hour and 30 minutes from me. So quick story time. I got the phone call to do my fingerprints on the 21st. And I spoke with the lady over the phone, and I'm like, hey, I didn't accept because when she called, she was like, she said my name, and then she was like, did you accept the position for CCA in, city, state, da, da, da? And I'm like, I actually just declined that one yesterday, but I did accept another one here closer to my area. It was actually in a different state. And I told her that over the phone. She's like, that doesn't matter. Just come on in. What day will work for you to do your fingerprints? So didn't think too much of it since I had already told her, and she okayed it, that it was okay for me to come there and do my fingerprints. And I didn't mind the travel because it was around Christmas time and I did want to do a little Christmas shopping. So it wasn't a biggie. I went up on the 21st and did my fingerprints, which was quick. Actually had to wait when I first got there, but once I got back there, we filled out our paperwork. Just saying, if we had been around anybody with COVID, had we been on a cruise ship or anything of that nature. And then we had to have our ID and everything. And we did the fingerprints. You basically like rub on some lotion or something like that. And, just do your little fingers on the thing. While I was there, I did talk with the lady who did our fingerprints. And I asked her, which position would be better. Although I had been on YouTube looking, she told me that the CCA position would be my best bet. And at that time, I didn't know that I had got an offer for the city carrier assistant position, which was closer to me. But as soon as I walked out of there, I had got an offer. Let's see what the timestamp is on it. So they had sent this email at 6:07 a.m. At that time, I was on the road driving. So I realized that I had got the job offer for city carrier assistant that was closest to me. So of course I accepted that one and declined the one for the RCA position because RCA is pretty much the way to go. CCA is pretty much the way to go instead of the RCA from what I talked to her about. Just needed more hours because I was just in a situation where my job working from home had lost were on the brink of losing their contract. So I can't really say where or was. So they're on the brink of losing their contract. And working from home was like, I was content with it, but I need something more stable and something more career oriented, which is why I decided to apply for the United States Postal Service. So with that being said, here I am. So I did the fingerprints. Like I said, I accepted a position in a totally different state. So I just told the lady about this. She told me it was okay to still come in. Well, I got a call from the postmaster in the state that I did take the job for, and she was like, we're excited to have you coming on board. Woo-de-woo. And then like a few minutes later, after we hung the phone up, she called me back to let me know that I may need to be doing my fingerprints again, which was no big deal. I don't mind. I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to get my foot in the door. And I've heard that this process takes forever. So with the short timeline that I just told you guys about, it's moving pretty quick. So I was excited about that because I didn't want to wait really long. I'd already been like only getting 16 hours at my work from home job, if that, because they were pretty much doing jump off. So like if you started your shift at 9 a.m. and they need you to get off at 10:30, you had to get off. So we weren't really guaranteed the 16 hours that we were getting. I had to write this down. I'm not sure how some of you YouTubers do it. I'm having to stop and catch my breath because it's a little too, doing a lot of talking can get you worked up a little bit. So I did those fingerprints on the 22nd, my first set of fingerprints. I did those on the 22nd of December, and then I did the other ones, the ones that would actually work for my area that I accepted a position in. I did those on the 28th of December in that area. And then I received, let me rewind back. While I was there doing my fingerprints on the 28th, I did ask a bunch of questions. Because, if you don't ask questions, then, you're not learning much. So I asked a bunch of questions, and basically, the guy just told me it would be about 5 weeks before I heard something back. So I'm like, okay, I heard something back soon. I hope it be sooner than 5 weeks because, wow, that's a long time. When you're ready to start working, when you haven't been working as much, you got bills, you got things to think about. So it's like, look, I'm ready to work today if you need me to, but the post office isn't like any regular job. You do have to have this federal background check. You know, you gotta wait until they get enough people, I guess, to do like the orientations and everything. So it was a waiting process, but it wasn't as long as I thought it would be, because I was told about 2 to 3 months. And yeah, so was told 5 weeks after I did my fingerprints on the 28th. Well, I reached out on the 10th of January just to check on the status of my background, which they told me, hey, you know, we got everything and we've already sent it back over to the United States Postal Service. So that was great news. Literally on the 12th of January, I got my orientation email. And those dates for orientation were enlisted in the email. So orientation was from the 18th through the 20th. And the original email did show 18th through the 20th, but I actually ended up doing 18th through the 20th virtual, and then the 21st I did my in-person, which is where we went in and do our badge picture, paperwork, one-on-one time with the union, and we were supposed to do documentation with our time cards, but we didn't do that. We pretty much just did like W-2s, found out our EIN number, things like that. So I do want to touch on base, like the 18th and the 19th, those were 8-hour days. We had like an hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, which was awesome. You know, because it's like, are we gonna be sitting here all day watching videos and stuff like that? So you do get a break in between. So if you got a late start, it started typically around about 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I was able to eat breakfast because I wasn't getting up super early. I did get up about 30-45 minutes early just to get myself together on the first day. And just, you know, make sure I was presentable. Only to find out we didn't have to be on the camera, so I could have kept my pajamas on. I didn't have to get up and throw on a, you know, dress top for the orientation. I didn't need it. Cameras were off and all microphones were off. Well, let me take that back. They weren't all off. You needed to be muted, but you had the opportunity to unmute yourself if needed. And it was some things that were heard that shouldn't have been heard during orientation, but hey. And also orientation is not just going to be for one single area. You're going to be in class with a bunch of different people around the globe. So, yeah, it was about 300 people in orientation when I did my orientation, like 330, 320, something like that. And I didn't know it was going to get dark so soon. So yeah, I'm using my ring light, aka my MacBook, to keep some light in here, because the lighting in my house is like so bright but so dim, and yeah, it just doesn't work out. I meant to do this during the daytime, which it was, but now it's getting dark. Whoop. So okay, just went over orientation. So those 2 days you get like 8 hours, and then the 20th, it's like from 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to about 11 or noon, or 11:30ish maybe. So yeah, I did those days, and then on the 21st I did my badge picture and everything, and we did get a schedule. So I don't have that schedule here on my computer, but it's okay. So I'm pretty sure I can remember and recap a little bit. So let's get my calendar pulled up. Getting dark outside, I got sleepy. So I did that on the 21st. On the 21st, so on the 24th, and yes, I've been writing stuff down. So on the 24th, I did my DDC, defensive driving course and debrief. So we just watched videos on pretty much just like how to drive the LLV, and you know, how to drive for yourself and for others as well. And then it had like little questions in between The instructor told us we would have a 50 question test. We really didn't. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys would have one, but we didn't have one. It was just questions throughout the videos that we had to answer. And then on the 28th, I actually took my LLB training. So that's kind of like it's just like a driver's test, but you're driving the long life vehicle, and this you'll be on the right hand side of the vehicle instead of the left hand side of the vehicle. I feel crazy. You're gonna be on the right hand side of the vehicle instead of the left hand side of it. So that's pretty much how that went. It was pretty fun. I don't know if this light being dim got to me, because I definitely knew that it was the right hand side, but yeah. So I did that on the 28th, and it's just like a driver's test. Honestly, I was definitely a little scared when I was told that I would have to parallel park, but that actually came like second nature almost. I was just in my head a lot when I did it, like the first couple times, and you do get to practice like more than once. Like, I did the same thing over and over and over and over again until I got it. And then after I did like the parallel parking, backing up, practicing like pulling into a mailbox, pulling up to the mailboxes, pulling up, parking, braking, and going back to deliver the mail, all that. Like, basically you have this one point where you have to go around the vehicle, which is not an actual vehicle, it's a cone there, where you turn flashes on to signal that you're coming out, and you turn flashes back in to signal that you're coming back in. You just need to pass around that car, or your signal light, and then you already have your flashes on whenever you're doing delivering the mail. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, to say the least. You do have to get out and drive in the area as well, staying close to that white line and all that good stuff. So the LOV training was actually pretty cool. I won't knock it. It wasn't bad at all. So if you are nervous about it, don't be nervous at all. You will probably learn how to parallel park, and you will learn how to back up better. If you don't know how to back up good, you'll leave there with some knowledge. So yeah, I did that, and then on the 29th of January, I did my shadow day. It was freezing outside, let me just say that. It had started snowing the day that I did my LOV training. It didn't stick, luckily, and I'm glad it didn't, because I had to drive an hour out. Ooh, okay. I might need to turn the light on after a while. But I did have to drive an hour out to the location to do all this. So yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking when I saw that snow hitting the ground, because I'm like, Lord, please don't tell me I gotta drive home in the snow. So that day, it was about 6 hours. I spent about 6 hours, maybe 6.5 hours out there doing the LOV training. So yes, it's 6 hours. You're outside. After you get done being outside, you're gonna be inside doing like the paperwork. He's just gonna say, you're certified to drive the long life vehicle, and boom, day's over with. So it's not that bad. The 29th, it was freezing outside, and it didn't snow, but it was just so cold. We did get snowed in a few days after that, which my birthday was on the 2nd, and it started snowing that night, and we were snowed in Wednesday night, Thursday, and yesterday things started to clear up, which was Friday. Saturday. Wow. So yeah, we were snowed in. Roads weren't all that good on Friday, but they were cleaned a little bit. So yeah, here in my area at least. So yeah, I haven't been to work all week because the CCA Academy is not until this week here coming up. It's not until this week, Wednesday through Saturday, I believe. So I will probably keep some notes and maybe try and do like a daily video or whatnot, or like a daily recap, that way I can just like mash them all up and make one big video to kind of give you guys, my perspective on how things went and everything like that. What I have found out though is that When we were in orientation, everybody was asking about some PIN number, and people were saying they would need that, I guess, to access light blue and set up their. Can I get a warning time? Okay, if you know how to keep the screen from blacking out on the MacBook, let me know. Because really right now, I have a ring light, but this is my ring light. I didn't know it was going to get dark. This light isn't as great in my living room. So it was kind of working out when I realized that as the sun was going down, this light was actually keeping me lit up over here, okay? So yeah. Where was I at? Lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'll try and keep everything updated with the Wednesday through Saturday. I did learn a few things about where I will be working at. It's a pretty small office. And I don't know why I didn't see that coming. So I will be at a really small office. And the lady told me that hours may not be guaranteed. So I don't know. And I did find out that they can send you to like work or like, I guess, keep you over within your 90-day period. So like if they need you at another station, you know, unless you just want to go, they can't force you to go. So I found that out. I found out that my station is going to be is a smaller station, so hours may be limited. But I don't know. Like the lady said, she was like, just keep an open mind because sometimes you can work 60 hours a week, whereas you may only be guaranteed maybe, you know, 30 hours a week. So I'm a little, that has me a little nervous, but not too nervous because like I said, I've been seeing so many different CCA experience videos that it's like I'm kind of like, well, you know, I may be getting more than what I've been told I'd be getting. So those are the only things that pretty much make me nervous. Today I did do my shadow and a dog ran up on me. But he didn't do too much. He just was like wagging his tail, and I heard him got in the car. And when I did my shadow day, I was actually with one of the regulars. So we were in a van. We wasn't in a LLV. So I got to see how she set up her van. She told me how to do markups on the mail. Like if it was a dog out, you write, you know, dog out or a loose dog. She was very detailed. She put loose dog and then she put the address because she's been doing it for a long time. She put the address or she put neighbor's dog was loose, not their address, but she put neighbor's dog loose or, you know, just loose dog in the area. Maybe the house was vacant, so she put vacant on it. VAC, you know, little things like that I learned throughout the day. You do have to park and loop as a CCA. The area that I'm in is pretty small, so I think they did have some areas where they may have you, like, I guess you could drive those, not too sure. But the area that I'm in, I think they have about 4 or 5 different routes. So I'm excited to see where things go. I'm excited to actually start working, but I have academy this week, and then next week, or well, I'm not sure when I'll do my on-the-job training, so I'll take that back. Hopefully I do it the week after I'm ready to start working, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on how everything is going. I did receive that pen in the mail. I think that's where I got distracted at. So I did receive the pen in the mail that everybody was asking about in my orientation, and that is the pen that you'll need to access your light blue, set up your paycheck, or direct deposit. Let me take that back. You can see your paycheck, you can view your time card, you can view benefits, set up benefits, all that great stuff. So keep an eye on your mail. Make sure you're putting the right address down. I was kind of spooked a little bit because I thought that my old apartment address was where the mail would be sent to, but luckily it was sent to my current address. So when I received that, I did ease some of my anxiety as far as that goes. But yeah, so just going over my hiring process. Like I said, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, ask any questions. When I took my badge picture, they took it on the phone. I know if anybody's like, you gotta take a badge picture. It wasn't anything with the little setup and they got all this to flash your picture. He literally just took it on his phone. Unless you're in the area where they do all that fancy stuff, then, you know, you probably look a little better on yours than I look on mine. But with that being said, I am outie and I look forward to filming some more videos and answering any questions you all may have for me.